Hey there, this is Jin, and welcome back to another Godot engine tutorial. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make your 2D character move. The movement including idle, jump, and walk. We're gonna use Scrap to make this happen. And so here we have a kinematic body character with animated spreadsheet already animated, along with the background, the land tiles with gliders, so character will land on it. Here's the example. So our character, after we scrap it, it can move, and if we don't move, it perform idle animation, and it can move in direction and jump, high jump or low jump. So let's get into the scripting. And here is the scripting. So, well, actually, the code is not original by me. I just doing a little bit modifying. Actually, the code is belong to GD quiz. I will leave a link in the description below if you're interested. So I can do a little bit explanation. So key trying to tell us to maintain a good practice of programming, of don't repeat yourself. He use parent and child design pattern, I believe. So in this scenario, every character should have some constant variable with it, and with different characters, for example, player, they're gonna implement differently. And yeah, so I'm also new to this game engine as well, and I used to programming in C#, JavaScript, things like that. Those kind of program language is kind of old-fashioned. They have parentheses, they have semicolons, and big parentheses. Well, in this game engine, I think they tend to use interpret programming language the Godot developed for themselves, and the coding style is a bit like script language like JavaScript and Python. It's more like Python because they don't use parentheses. And yeah, talking about the code design pattern, they use kind of parent design, factory design pattern, or parent design pattern. They use some variable as a parent class and inherent from the parent class. And here we have the player script. Parent, they inherited kinematic body 2D. So here's some physics extended, and there is the physics process. Well, don't worry about the coding. I will leave the link below to my whole project, so you can just copy my code from that. Let me explain how the code works. So we have a main function. I would say it looks like the physical process function. is a main function since it will run in every frame during whole game, and we need to have a variable to determine we are pressing the jump button. So talking about the buttons, we have to define our own action buttons like jump, left, right. So you can set up the buttons in the project setting, import map, and you're gonna type your name of your for example, if we want a left button, you can type the name and add to it, and find the button we just added, and plus sign, and click on the key. So left and OK, and then there's a button. So after we set all the buttons we want, then we're gonna create a variable for direction, and here we're gonna get a direction from a help function called getDirection. So the help function would return vector2 as a variable, and it will get the input value from the button we gonna press. So we're gonna use the in-building functions input and its function called getActionStrings to and here's a little trick. So we're gonna minus the left move, since the callback function of getActionStrings will return 1 if it does if you press the button, otherwise we'll just return 0. So if you press either button, left or right, it will return one variable, either 1 or -1 if you press left button. So in this case, we can know the character is going to facing left or facing right, is going to, if the character is going to go left or go right. And then we have another variable, since it's a bit 2D, so the next dimension, x, y dimension, is going to be determine if the characters jump or not. So we're going to initialize the variable with -1, and if we got the input and is on floor, so here is a function I'm not knowing well, and I guess the function will return true if your character velocity is going to be positive, otherwise it's going to be negative. If it's remaining negative, that means your character is not moving. Not moving means your character probably on the floor. So that's my guess. And let's go back to the where we had get direction. After we get direction from the help function, we can modify the animated sprite a little bit. We're gonna use animated node child building function called set flap horizontal. So our character can move responsively to the direction it moved, else we just return false. So it will remain in the character facing right. So here we have another important variable, velocity, which means the character move in two dimension, x and y dimension, or left or right, up or down. So here we're gonna using another help function called calculate move velocity. So here is the velocity, and we pass in some variables. We have a linear velocity vector 2 variable, direction variable, which we were calculated upon using the get direction function, help function, and the speed variable, which actually is from the parent as a character own or characters owned same attribute. So here we have is jump interrupted, so determining how powerful our jump going to be, and then we're gonna return a vector 2, and here is the function body itself. We're gonna first initialize the linear velocity with a new variable new velocity, and the new velocity obviously is going to be the vector 2, and the new velocity is horizontal. It's gonna hook up with the horizontal speed direction, and the new velocity is y, which means the vertical is going to go according to the gravity. Gravity is another attribute that provide for all the moving characters in the parent class, and then so yeah, you can change your gravity if you want the gravity be stronger, so your character would jump lower. You want your gravity less powerful, your character would easily jump pretty high height. And then we're gonna use a system building function to get physical processing delta time, which will update your animation smoothly in every frame. And here is depending on what direction and you're gonna apply to the vertical velocities with speed as well. And another thing is apply more force to your character using its jumping interrupted variables, Boolean variables. So yeah, so that should be the coding part, and let's test it again. So yeah, now we are trying to move the cat smoothly and jump, perform the jump animation, and yeah, it worked well, and hopefully you learned something in this video, and I will see you in the next video.